today is just not my day. Like, it's really not my day today. Hello, my name is Jaliane. Let's dive right in to today's story. Back when I was in college, there was an old dormitory that was empty and locked up. The first floor windows were covered up with thick black curtains, and the doors had chains and padlocks on them. Remove the word well because I don't even know why it's there. Okay. My second year of school, I got my EMT certification and started working for the campus EMS squad. That was easily my coolest job ever, and there were perks other students couldn't get. One of those were keys for everything. So obviously, we used those keys to go everywhere. Okay, I'm seeing where the issue is going to be very soon. And by issue, yeah, the title of the story. Yeah, okay. Most places were pretty boring. My now best friend, who was the other EMT I worked with, decided to make the old dorm our hangout place. What? We would sneak in with friends and drink there on the weekends or nights where we didn't. When, not where, when we didn't have class. The typos in this, please forgive me if I just read it just how it is. We usually stayed on the first floor on just one wing of the dorm, the one closest to the back entrance. We didn't stray because the place was dirty and had cobwebs. So one night we were drinking in the one room we set up with tables and chairs that we seized. We were all together. Nobody was missing when somebody very close to our room and very loudly screamed, "Who the F is there?" To which one of us drunkenly responded, "Who the F do you think it is?" A very confused voice responded back, "You're not coming with me then, John?" You know, I've been having so many stories with John in it. Yeah, refer to parts 1 and 2 of, I'm gonna put it right here. 1 and 2 of horror stories slash haunted locations, and you will see what I'm talking about, especially part 2. I don't really think part 1 has John like that, but part 2 has a lot of John. Like, I'm not able to escape Johnism. Like, this is really something. They sounded like they were walking away from us towards the center of the building, away from the stairwell. Incidentally, none of us were named John. Great. A few minutes later, we could hear on the floor above us, a very old building floor that's super thick, a rumbling sound that kind of shook the walls. The rumbling stopped. What's up with that outside though? The rumbling stopped right above us with a giant crash, and they were still in this building. I would be U-turning out that building, but you know, that's just me. You already know. Thank you. SHI to the T. Officially just got creepy. We all run up the stairs and make our way to the hallway above. Thanks for that. We all run up the stairs and make our way to the hallway above the one we were hanging out at. Right at where our room would be on the first floor was a giant filing cabinet on wheels. It was just there. Nobody else was there. You could see the wheel tracks on the floor because it was dusty as SHI to the T. but there were no other footprints around besides our own. We all effing bolted without getting our stuff. Like, it took you this long. You know how long I would have left? You think I would hear that noise upstairs or above my head and be like, yeah, let's go investigate? Like, as soon as I hear that, I'll be out that building. Like I said, U-turn, thank you very much. But y'all have fun with that, taking forever to leave kind of thing. Like, let's go investigate syndrome. You have fun with that. I'm not about to risk my life. I only have one, thank you. No stopping to get our booze, or turning off our radio, or turning off our battery powered lantern. Ooh, the typos. So let's read this sentence how it's supposed to be. So we obviously have to go back and get our SHI to the T. We waited a few days. A friend of mine and I went one evening to get it. First, we go to the window and see if we can see our... What the heck? The typos is driving me wild in here. It's really something. Like, I understand I make mistakes and all that good stuff, but proofreading really is important. I see why today. First, we go to the window and see if we can see our stuff in there. I had to just jump over all of that mess. My friend looked in because, I had to help that as well. But I could say my friend looks in, but looked in just works better for me. Who knows? It could work differently for someone else. Whichever one works for you. I didn't. He said he thought he saw somebody in the doorway. I thought he was acting the RETARDED word. Okay. I have a video on that word. I'll place it up here somewhere, and why I don't even think it's cute to use it. But let's continue. Because of what happened the other night. We sneak in and make it to the room and get our SHI to the T. If you literally have to take a sip of water every time I say SHI to the T, who knows, you might be fully hydrated by now. We don't have any cussing going on this channel. I'll also link a video as to why up here, so you could check that out as well. But for now, let's get back into the story. You could check all that out later on in the end. Thank you very much. Yeah, another sentence I have to fix again. Let's go. Somewhere in between the center of the building, we hear a door shut. Because it just doesn't make sense if I say somewhere down in towards the center. That just doesn't, anyways. It just doesn't make sense. Okay. We hear a door closer open, and we don't wait to find out what the F that's about. Who would even go there to retrieve anything in the first place? Who, you think I'll be going there for alcohol? Like, my life versus alcohol, and I don't drink, so I think it's easy for me to say, but people who drink a lot, like, what do you think? Would you go back and retrieve your bottle of Hennessy, or your tequila, or your jacket? And yes, I'm talking about a jacket. I don't think there's any alcoholic beverage named jacket, but if there is, I mean, who knows? But would you actually go back to retrieve your stuff? I know that I would not. Like, my stuff could enjoy itself over there, get some cobwebs, live well by itself, and do its thing on its own. I was not going back there, but hey, that's just me, There are people who are brave and courageous when it comes to dealing with things like this, but I'm not the one. I'm really not. Let's continue. So I'm not a person who believes in supernatural stuff. Really? And the same goes for my friends. We decided that we need to figure out what the heck is going on with this building. Really? This is like some kind of Scooby-Doo stuff, like... So about 6 of us devised a pretty easy plan to go about it. Okay, what? We circled the building one night and checked all the doors and windows to make sure they were all locked up. Okay. Then we went to our usual entrance, left two people on the inside of it to make sure nobody came in or out. Then the rest started going from dorm room to dorm room, checking to make sure nobody else was there. We'd go, "Hello?" and obviously get no response. We make it through our hallway we hang out at, and our tensions ease up. One of the people at the outside door moved up to where we stopped, and we go to the second floor where the filing cabinet was. Because it's back at the original place with the wheel tracks and no effing footprints. Tension in the group rised, not rise. Okay. Where am I even? I cannot find myself. Hello. Like that whole situation with the ghost. Okay. We start doing the whole hello and no response thing again. We get about halfway through the hall and one of us gets the idea of saying, "Oh, come on, it's your friend Johnny." A giant thud below us, muffled screams from the two we left as lookouts, probably saying something along the lines of, "What the F was/is that?" A giant thud behind us on the same floor. I would be gone. That's all I got to say. Like, don't ask me no questions. I would not be there, baby. I'm just saying, like, it. I just no. Nope. Where nobody could have been because we went through those rooms, and we would have noticed somebody else slamming a door right effing behind us. It turns into a race to get back out the way we came. To be honest with you, I would be the winner of that race. Like, when you are afraid, your running becomes like Usain Bolt worthy, or even better if that's even possible. Let's continue. Past the doors that were just slammed, as we get into our hallway, we can hear doors opening and closing in a way that something was coming toward us from the center of the building again. We get a few 100 yards away before we all stop running and make sure we all made it. We found another place to hang out after that. It's torn down now and a real dorm is built over it. All I'm saying is at the end of the day, there was no way I would even go back to retrieve anything after what I experienced. Like, I would not, like, a lot of people are very either brave or foolish or a combination of the two or probably something else, but I really cannot find words to describe the idiocy. But whoever can, please be my guest. Edit. I forgot to mention something else. We never put it together that this was never a dorm, even though the hallways were really wide. And ridiculous. And some of the rooms would have windows next to the doors like an office usually does. That was the type of room we hung out in because it was a bigger room. Well, once in a while, we would notice that the window would get foggy, like when you breathe on a window foggy. But it was always on the hallway side of the window, like if somebody was looking at us through the glass and watching us. We never put that together until after. The amount of typos in this could probably give anyone a headache and frustrate anyone. But at least it makes you realize that I did not read this beforehand. I only read like the first two sentences. Yay! Let's see if I'll ever do that again. Okay. We never put that together until after the fleeing in terror incident. Good to bring up old memories like that. I didn't feel like sleeping anyways tonight. I just. That whole story was just. It was creepy. It would have been even better if I didn't have to struggle over those typos and fix up certain sentences and all that, but you know, nobody is perfect, and they don't have to be, right? And with that said, don't be too problematic. Be as polite as possible. I'll bite you next time.